Welcome to Transforming Your Life Online Universe Mind with Robinson Arevalo, holistic therapist, and your guide on this journey of personal transformation toward a fulfilling and satisfying life. It is an honor for me to welcome you to the sixth course of our series, Transforming Your Life. Discover your superpowers. In this new chapter, we will explore fundamental topics for our emotional well being, acceptance, and self esteem. These are crucial pillars on the path to a life in harmony with oneself and the world around us. This week, we will delve into the power of self acceptance and self esteem. Often, we face internal challenges that prevent us from recognizing our own worth and potential. However, it is vital to learn to accept ourselves as we are and to cultivate a healthy sense of self-esteem. Welcome to a week full of discoveries and emotional growth. In this stage of our personal transformation journey and the discovery of our superpowers, we will focus on two fundamental aspects of our inner well-being: self-acceptance and self-esteem. They are like the solid foundation of a house. We need to build them with care and love to support everything we are and aspire to be. Have you ever felt trapped in an endless cycle of self-criticism and self-doubt? You are not alone. Many times we face internal challenges that prevent us from seeing our own worth and potential. But here is the good news. We can learn to break this cycle and embrace who we truly are. Acceptance is the first step towards a more loving and compassionate relationship with ourselves. It means stopping the fight against our imperfections and starting to embrace our uniqueness. Self-acceptance is the process by which a person recognizes, understands, and accepts all aspects of themselves, both positive and negative. It involves having an attitude of openness and compassion towards oneself, without constantly judging or criticizing every aspect of one's being. Addressing self acceptance involves several aspects. Recognition. The first step is to recognize and become aware of the different aspects of oneself, including strengths, weaknesses, thoughts, emotions, and past experiences. Understanding once recognized, the next step is to understand each aspect of oneself. This involves reflecting on past experiences, understanding the reason behind certain behaviors or thoughts, and accepting that we are all imperfect human beings. Acceptance. Acceptance is the heart of self-acceptance. It means embracing all aspects of oneself, even those that might be considered flaws or imperfections. Self-acceptance involves stopping the fight against certain aspects of oneself and instead learning to live with them in a healthy and constructive way. Self-compassion. Self-compassion is an important component of self-acceptance. It means treating oneself with kindness, understanding, and compassion, especially in times of difficulty or suffering. Self-compassion involves recognizing that we are all human and that we all make mistakes, allowing us to forgive ourselves and move forward. On the other hand, self-esteem is like the fuel that drives our journey towards a fulfilling and meaningful life. When we feel good about ourselves, we can face challenges with confidence and determination. Throughout this week, We will discover how to cultivate a healthy sense of self-esteem, recognizing our strengths and celebrating our achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Self-esteem is the subjective evaluation and judgment a person makes about their own worth, competence, and value as an individual. It is based on personal belief, perception, and experiences, and can influence how we behave, relate to others, and face life challenges. Addressing self-esteem involves several aspects. Self-awareness. The first step is to develop a deep understanding of oneself. This involves reflecting on our strengths and weaknesses, identify our personal values and goals, and recognizing our emotions and thoughts. Acceptance. Self-acceptance is fundamental to healthy self-esteem. It means accepting and embracing all aspects of oneself, even those that might be considered flaws or imperfections. Acceptance allows us to recognize our intrinsic worth as unique human beings deserving of love and respect. Self-compassion. Self-compassion is another important part of addressing self-esteem. It involves treating oneself with kindness, understanding, and compassion, especially during times of difficulty or suffering. Self-compassion helps us overcome self-criticism and negative judgment toward ourselves, allowing us to cultivate a more loving and compassionate relationship with ourselves. Challenging negative thoughts. Self-esteem can often be affected by negative and self-critical thoughts. Addressing self-esteem involves challenging these thoughts and replacing them with more realistic and positive ones. This can involve identifying and questioning irrational beliefs, practicing gratitude and self-care, and focusing on our strengths and achievements. Self-affirmations. Self-affirmations are positive and powerful statement we can say to ourselves to reinforce our self-esteem. These affirmations can help us change our perception of ourselves and cultivate a more positive and loving attitude toward ourselves. Remember, the path to self-acceptance and self-esteem can be challenging at times, but each step we take brings us closer to realizing our true potential. I'm excited to accompany you on this journey toward our very self-love and unbreakable confidence. Let's discover together the beauty of being who we truly are, promoting self-acceptance and self-esteem. Through exercises and reflection, we will learn to embrace our uniqueness and free ourselves from the burden of self-judgment. Activities to recognize and challenge negative thoughts. Recognizing and challenging negative thoughts is important. We have all experienced those moments when our minds are filled with doubts, fears, and self-imposed criticisms. But here's the great news. We have the power to change that narrative. First, we will start by recognizing those negative thoughts. Often they hide in the shadows of our minds, disguised as realism or self-awareness. But once we shine a light on them, we can see them clearly for what they are, obstacles on our path to success and happiness. Next, we will take action by challenging those negative thoughts. How? With courage and determination. We need to challenge every negative thought and replace it with a more positive and constructive perspective. Changing negative thoughts to positive one is a gradual process that requires practice and perseverance. Here are some examples of how to do it. Recognizing negative thoughts, identify negative thoughts when they arise. For example, if you find yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, stop and acknowledge that thought as negative. Questioning negative thoughts. Once you identify a negative thought, question its validity. Is there evidence to support this thought? Is this an accurate interpretation of the situation? For example, you might ask yourself, what evidence do I have that I'm not good enough? Replacing with positive thought. Once you have questioned the negative thought, replace it with a positive and realistic one. For example, you could change I'm not good enough to I'm working hard and improving every day. Practicing gratitude. Focus on the positive in your life and practice daily gratitude. Reflect on your achievement, meaningful relationship, and things that makes you happy. This will help you shift your focus from the negative to the positive. Self-affirmations. Use positive affirmation to reinforce your self-esteem and change your thoughts. For example, you could tell yourself, I'm capable and worthy of love and positive visualization. Visualize future situation possibly and successfully. Imagine yourself achieving your goals and overcoming obstacles with confidence and determination. Mindfulness practice. Practice mindfulness to stay present in the moment and observe your thoughts without judgment. This will help you develop greater awareness of your thought patterns and detach from negative thoughts. Remember that changing negative thoughts to positive ones is a gradual process that requires consistent practice. Be kind to yourself and celebrate every small step forward on your path to a more positive and healthy mindset. I'm excited to be part of your journey towards a more positive and powerful mind. Let's challenge those negative thoughts together and create a life full of possibility and joy. You are brave explorer. The world is waiting for your brilliance. What are some self-compassion and self-love practices you can follow? Self-compassion practices teach us to be our own best friend, to treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would receive for a loved one in times of difficulty. You will discover how to comfort yourself in moments of pain and how to cultivate a gentler relationship with yourself every step of the way. Remember, practicing self-compassion and self-love is not a selfish act, but one of self-preservation and healing. By loving yourself unconditionally, you become a source of light and love for others, radiating positivity and compassion to the world around you. Self-compassion and self-love are two fundamental concepts on the path to emotional well-being and personal satisfaction. Both concepts complement each other and are essential for optimal mental and emotional health. The following questions are designed to encourage deep reflection and critical analysis on the topic of self-compassion and self-love discussed during week 6 of the course. What is your personal understanding of self-compassion and self-love after exploring this concept this week? Reflect on a moment when you practiced self-compassion with yourself. How did you feel during and after this experience? What are some of the most common obstacles we face when trying to cultivate self-compassion and self-love in our daily life? Describe a situation in which you found yourself being self-critical or unkind to yourself? What step could you take to practice self-compassion in that situation in the future? How do you think regular practice of self-compassion and self-love could possibly impact your emotional well-being and overall quality of life? What were some specific strategies you learned this week to foster self-compassion and self-love? Which of these strategies did you find most helpful and why? What is your opinion on the relationship between self-compassion, self-love, and the ability to face and overcome life's challenges? How could you practically integrate self-compassion and self-love into your daily life after completing this course? Join our community and share your experience. I invite you to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comment section. Your participation is valuable not only for your own growth, but also for helping others on their journey of personal transformation. In conclusion, I want to thank you for your commitment and dedication during this week of exploration and personal growth focused on self-compassion and self-love. It has been exciting to see how each of you has reflected and learned about the importance of treating yourself with kindness and compassion. But our journey is just beginning. I encourage you to maintain that same energy and enthusiasm as we prepare to delve into the week 7, where we will explore the fascinating world of effective communication. During the next week, we will talk about the vital importance of communication in our personal relationship, as well as techniques to improve our ability to communicate assertively and empathetically. We will also explore practical exercises designed to enhance our ability to actively listen and clearly express our ideas and feelings. I'm excited about what lies ahead and eager to see how this communication skill can strengthen our relationship and enrich our life in new and exciting ways. So I invite you to join me with an open mind and willing heart as we dive into this next phase of our journey toward a fulfilling and satisfying life. See you in week 7 as we explore together the art of effective communication, transforming your life. 8-week course discovering self-compassion and self-love. Subscribe to our channel for free. See you on the next video.